Hey guys, hello and welcome back to the Python Fundamentals series on Datatypes. In this last episode, I'm going to talk about the third kind of sequence types, which are tuples. Tuples are remarkably similar to lists, with one difference being that the number of elements can be changed unless you add them under specific conditions together. But the idea is to keep them static, and this is pretty handy if you use them for parameter passing and functions and you don't want to screw with the values. And so yeah, I want to talk about some of the specifics of tuples in this tutorial. So as always, one thing you could do is you could iterate through the number of elements in a tuple like this, and then we print out the element. Oh, that's x. And we run this, and we iterated through tuple 1, and it printed out the elements in order, as was to be expected, and the same works for tuple 2, where we print the strings that are stored in this tuple. Something that also works straightforward is the length operation. So if we wanted to know how long a tuple is, we could go like print length of tuple 1, run this and save it, and it's free. And for tuple 2 it should be the same, since it's the same number of elements. Run this again, also gives us 3. So this works as normal, and as is the case with lists. It has very limited functionality compared to lists. So tuples, that is, have a very limited functionality compared to lists, since again they're non-changeable, or they're meant to be not changed. However, something you could do is you could simply add them. So if we did tuple 1 plus tuple 2, and we will print that, this works fine. It just added the elements, and this new tuple we created virtually here in this print returns us the elements of tuple 1 plus the elements of tuple 2 in order. So this works fairly nice. Other than that, you can do something like appending values. So if I were to try to append, I don't know, dot append 2 to it, and I ran it, it says attribute error tuple object has no attribute dot append. And it's supposed to be like that, since again the number of elements should not be able to be changed. However, two methods that work for tuples is index. So if I were interested in the position of the value 2, in my tuple, and I wanted to know that, let me print this out real quick and run this. It gives me the index position 1, which again you have to keep in mind that Python starts indexing at 0, so this is the 0 of the first and the second element. And because I checked for the index of the element 2, it returns 1. Another one is the count method. This also works as in lists. So if I were to count how often the number 2 occurs in my tuple, and I run this, so it's once, and it's exactly this one, and this works just fine. So again, tuples are sort of one thing I haven't mentioned, but you guys have already noticed, I'm sure, is that you declare tuples in a slightly different way syntactically. They have these parentheses as opposed to the curly braces that lists usually have. So list would be within this, and a tuple, as you can see, is with parentheses. That's about it. Tuples come in handy if you want to pass in parameters that are not to be changed. That's the only use I can think of, or the only way I've used them so far. If you guys have some other user experiences where you use tuples, please feel free to describe that in the comment section. I'll be happy to read that. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you're all having a great day. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you like this series or this video in particular. And I hope to see you guys soon in one of my upcoming videos. Peace.